I I don't know who needs to hear this, but this is an Issa Rae Stan account, okay? It is an Issa Rae Stan account. And like, I've been saying that, but I want to like really like say it. Like I want to really like say it with my chest, from the heart, from the diaphragm, from the depths of me. She is one of the most incredible, impressive, intentional creators I have ever laid my eyes on. And what she has done for the film industry, for the indie creative industry in space, for Black women in Hollywood, Black screenwriters, Black filmmakers, Black storytellers, is nothing short of monumental. And really, like for real, she makes it look easy. Fuck you, Issa Rae. Fuck you. What would Issa Rae do is really what I ask myself when I try to task my journey in all of this. What would Issa Rae do? How would she be spending her time? I'm resting. Would Issa Rae approve? Fuck you, Issa Rae. Incredible, honorable, iconic, gorgeous, beautiful. This is officially an Issa Rae Stan account. Shout out to the hearts in the chat. Let me see who we got up in here. Hey, Barty, what's up? Hi, Veronica. Oh, thank you. What's up, Nastivity? What's up, Trini Boy? Listen, I can't tell y'all how much I love this woman. And in preparation for this year being the final year of Insecure, this is that moment where Beyonce went from Destiny's Child to Beyonce. Like no one saw like the next step coming, but you knew the shift has happened, right? So this is like Issa Rae fulfilled the album. Like the final season of Insecure, what a great moment for her career and her journey. And the fact that she's going out on the high, capping it because she's on to bigger and better things. And even just like the layout of how she did it, she was like, she dropped the news that this is the final season. And I thought I muted this. Okay. She dropped the news that this was the final season. Let us grieve, let us complain, let us gripe and tweet, and hit us in like a week or two with the next news. And I mean, I just want to take today's video to go back into memory lane to see the beginnings. Insecure is one of the most exciting nights on TV to be with the Black digital collective, to discuss, to argue, to yell at. I'm gonna be bringing up some of them argumentative triggers that we was arguing about for last season, season 4 tonight. So I'm very excited to do this, and this personally excites me. I didn't know how many people were going to show up. I didn't know how many people were going to stop by to celebrate this queen. But I see that a few of y'all are here, and we love it. Hi, Noble. Well, I haven't seen you in a while, Noble. Hi, Shenandoah. Mara, what's up? What's up, JR? I see you. Trini Boy says, gave writers like Ben Corey Jones a platform to go from Insecure to show running Boomerang on BET. Let's talk about the journey and the giving that she does. Y'all see my little diagram. Don't see my diaphragm. Oh, Lord. Y'all see my diagram of the humble beginnings all the way up to the top to how she's dominating her space today. And it really makes my heart smile. So let's start with Awkward Black Girl from 2011, 10 years ago. And you know what's crazy? And I remember a few years ago discussing this with my friend Aisha. Shout out to Aisha, the Grapevine TV. We were in an event together and we were heading somewhere else. So we were in a cab and we were sitting next to white people. We were pooling. Okay. I ain't too proud. We were pooling it. So we were sharing the cab with these white people. And I was like, do you know how monumental it was for Issa Rae to make this web series? She allowed a space for Black people and Black women to be plain. That, like, that in itself, in a nutshell, that was the greatest pivotal moving thing, that a Black girl was awkward on camera. And if you think about how plain that is, it shouldn't have been that big, but that's how much we've lost control of our narratives. And that's how hard we had to fight stereotypes against Black women. She got on camera and said, I'm regular and I'm awkward. And so many Black girls and Black women felt seen by being awkward. It's almost so simple that it's genius, because it doesn't make sense how big of a deal that was. But really, that's how much we're asking to just exist. That was how tiresome we were as Black people, as Black women, that we weren't allowed to be plain. We needed a web series like that. That web series quenched a thirst we possibly didn't even know we had. To that being a big success, launching her next season, season 2 was on Pharrell's YouTube channel, I Am Other. I remember watching series on that. To pitching to networks, she's ready to break into TV. She spoke often about her failures in pitching, about she tried to pitch a show called I Hate LA Dudes or something like that. Like, she's had not knockout ideas. She's had bad ideas. She's had failed pitches. She's sold a show, got to the pilot, got it to network, revisions, and then it drops. She's gotten into certain rooms and getting ready to cross that border, and then the door closes at the last minute. And this is what happens. This is the business, and she keeps going. And she still has her YouTube channel, which is super important, because you always still want to have your own brand, your own space, your own audience, just because these Hollywood doors close, right? So she has Issa Rae Presents, where she has podcasts and vlogs and these off-kilter Black ass shows. She's got interviews. And of course, she's got Issa Rae Sundays, these short films that she's platforming other indie Black creatives. A personal inspiration of mine, which is why I created Aurora TV. I always want to be a plug. I want to be a vessel for Black creativity and Black voices. She's definitely more than an inspiration for me to do that. To winning multiple awards across platforms, being honored and present. And the fact that she's receiving her flowers while she can smell them, while she's young and vital, while she hasn't even peaked yet. We haven't even seen how far this woman is going to go yet. And she's getting all the thank yous right now. It's beautiful to see. In 2014, she created and co-founded Color Creative, along with Denise Davis, to change the landscape of media by creating a direct-to-industry pipeline for women and minority writers, keeping the door open and reaching back, keeping the door open and reaching back. She started Hooray Company, formerly known as Issa Rae Productions. Hooray is a multifaceted entertainment media company. The venture includes Hooray Film and TV, digital, and houses the groundbreaking company's color creative management and radio. She started her own radio label, music label, to put on Black indie artists. And the first artist she put on, I believe, dark-skinned, beautiful, cool, continental African. Like, we need to see more of that, right? Like, we definitely need to see more of that. She's also the face and co-owner of a beauty brand, Sienna Naturals. Hands in Pots. Hands in Pots. Yeah, I shouted out James Bland with Giants. The Giants series is incredible. Emmy award-winning web series. Like, icons. Line them up and knock them down. Icons. Do you understand? She creates apps. I remember Black Twitter saying, dang, our culture is too accessible. We need a Black Twitter. She created an app that was Culture Capital, where you can own your own data and conversations and your own digital space, because essentially what we do on the internet is we give our stuff away for free, which is how all these media companies can just take a tweet to make a whole article off of them, and they get paid and you don't. Your ideas are stolen, all of this. So that was the idea and the attention of Culture App, but it didn't quite take off. I'll let the audience decide How they feel about it, I'll leave that up to you to do. Insecure has a video game called The Come Up Game. And of course, breaking into mainstream Hollywood success and starring in, producing, writing feature films. Putting on other writers, Tracy Oliver, who starred in Awkward Black Girl way back in the beginning, has just created an 8-figure overall deal with Apple. She was a staff writer on ABC's The Neighbors and Girls Trip, Tracy Oliver. Another Insecure writer and producer, Amy Niobe. I hope I'm saying that. Amy Niobe has just signed her own deal with HBO. So whoever touches the helm of her garment. Do you know what I mean? This is an Issa Rae Stan account. Do you know what I mean? Whoever touches the helm of her garment, she gives abundance as well as she creates it for herself. Wow. Okay. Hats off. Hats fucking off. Before we continue and dive into this episode dissection, I want to encourage you guys to subscribe to this channel. Please start this video with a thumbs up. Turn on the notification bell so you guys know when I make new videos. And of course, follow me on social media, JustLatasha on Instagram, JustLatasha404 on Twitter. Now, this is very important to me because the dissections are still fairly new, right? When I first started doing movie reviews, I was just learning screenwriting myself. I had made my own web series, Sit Black and Relax. Seasons 1 and 2 are both on YouTube. I'm currently creating a sketch comedy series, Just Latasha's Interactions. And I was coming from this comedic take on Black social issues and transforming this channel into movie reviews, which is why the numbers on this channel look fucking confusing, because I have 22,000 subscribers and be getting like a couple of hundred views, because I've totally changed what I started doing. And when Insecure season 1 first came out, I was doing reviews, but I did it in the way that people normally did it. We were just like recapping what happened and giving our own opinions about the show. But as I've grown as a screenwriter and a filmmaker and really increased my craft and skill level, I realized that I have changed so much for this journey and for this passion that I wanted to revisit and redo a season 1 dissection. So I'm not doing the full season, but as an ode to myself as well, for how hard I've been working, for how long I have been working, I want to challenge my original review of this show. Not Issa Christ. So tonight I bring you Insecure season 1, episode 1, The Dissection. Whew. Okay. I love that we all stand. Let's do this. Insecure as fuck. We remember the titles of all the episodes have this sort of theme. So obviously as this show was breaking out, we broke out with the Insecure theme. So this pilot is Insecure as fuck, directed by Melina Matsoukas, written by Issa Rae and Larry Wilmore, and stars, of course, Issa Rae, Yvonne Orji, and Jay Ellis. Jay Ellis and Yvonne, who I was meeting for the first time. I'm sure they've had tons of work behind them already, but it was their introduction to us. And how cool of it for her to bring new Black talent. Hollywood gets stuck in this rut of showing the same people over and over. So with this new show and her new journey, she made sure to introduce new people to us. So let's dive in. Opening shots. We're doing some opening shots, right? All's my life I had to fight, nigga. All's my life we gonna be all right. A powerful sentiment while looking at these beautiful shots of LA. LA almost being the invisible character to this show, right? It's a love letter. It's an ode to where she's from, to her generation, to her Blackness, and she's speaking much to the intention. I cut out the pivotal opening scene where she's in that classroom. I think she comedically and easily tackled such heavy issues between the school pipeline, the lack of resources Black children have, the pressures it is for teachers and staff to try to fix it, but also just kind of being swept up in the system. Issa Rae wanting to be a help to her community, but still all of it still being trapped and squandered by supremacy. And her just trying to be regular as fuck and discover herself in all of that. And it didn't feel heavy-handed. It didn't feel like we are learning now. It was just like very subtle visuals and clues and conversation about how society from the upper level is failing Black and brown students, right? So, said Janice read Issa for filth. For sure. All them kids dragged her and she took it like a champ. But I do want to jump right into We Got Y'all. So when we saw in that teaser, if you guys do want to take a memory lane back and look at the first episode, the school was cluttered and crowded and had a lot of mess in it. There was barely space to like breathe and move and exist, right? And we have that same tightness and that closeness here in the offices of We Got Y'all, looking at Issa and her boss through these stripes, through these blinds. This is supposed to feel imprisoning. This is supposed to feel cluttered and suffocating. This is supposed to feel small. How can she expand here, right? And the thing is, We Got Y'all is a white-owned company to help the Black and brown youth. But not hiring any Black people, not listening to any Black people. How are you going to be the answer if you don't have the answer? And Issa, as the only Black person here, has to be this answer that she don't have herself. I can't be the entire answer here. And what if something happens to me? What are y'all gonna do? Right? So Issa has this intention to help, but she's not even receiving the support that she needs in her own job to give those resources to the community that she cares about. So it all sort of starts feeling hopeless, right? And all we can do for our best selves is to try to exist and to try and do the pieces that you can, but you're sort of getting the feeling here that this system doesn't allow much salvation. Mirror bitch. Mirror bitch. Oh, the first time. Remember those feelings. Now, I don't know who in here is a screenwriter. I don't know who's a filmmaker. I don't know who's on or whatever, but voiceover techniques, what I tell people who do look to me for screenwriting, edits, and coverage, it's very integral how you use them, right? Because you want to illustrate to the audience what the character cannot and does not show to the world, right? So like, for instance, Handmaid's Tale, you have this suffering, trapped white woman slave in this house who has to perform this strict regime in this new world, but her voiceover is like, yo, fuck these people, my name's Joan. But the world is calling her Ofred and giving her rules and making her do things, and she can't say anything, so her mind is doing all the talking for us. Or you have Dexter, the sociopath murderer, who has to pretend he's a good, nice, regular human guy, and his voiceover is like, I can't wait to chop that body up. Like you have to use voiceovers intentionally. So we have this moment where Issa is doing this presentation to the world, but really her mind is calling for something else. Damien, you so sweet. Thank you for the super chat. You always hook me up. So what do we have here? Issa has to battle her everyday persona versus who she's yearning to be. And we see a reflection, we see two Issas, and so we have a split of identity. Her mirror is displaying both identities, who she has to pretend to be every day and who she's calling to be in this moment. And we have this beautiful color yellow that feels youthful and joyous and cute and childlike and naive, which is very Issa, which makes her so likable. She's all of those things. Even though she may be trapped in a system, she may not be happy, she's always so cute and so light, right? So that yellow is a perfect color for her. But let's look at how these colors are being used in this bathroom with Mirror Bitch, right? The walls are split between yellow and white. And the yellow is tiled and striped and bricked, right? We got that imprisoning feeling coming right back. So this right here, this yellow is representing her everyday life. Now, let's meet somebody else. What up, Khaled? Now, if y'all was watching this, and if you remember how you felt when you first watched this, I remember I missed Lawrence here until he like shifted in the bed. I didn't even realize he was here. I totally didn't even realize. So on the first watch, you might even think that she's by herself, even though he's right there. And we're focusing on Issa, and we're focusing on her desire for this Daniel character that she's looking up on Facebook. And you have Lawrence in the back. He's blurred and he's small and he's blocked and he's almost as good as gone. He's disappearing. And the room is doing that same color thing that we saw in the bathroom, right? Lawrence is laying on this yellow bed under these falling, cascading white curtains. So we're doing the half white, half yellow. And then we meet Daniel on Facebook. And we know Facebook's colors are blue and white. So if she's having a battle of identity, if she has to choose between two things, we see the thing that she's trying to distance from, the yellow. That's her everyday life, is she has to be in this yellow, but this calling, she wants to be more assertive. She wants to be more aggressive. She wants to be more alive. And she's looking towards that blue. The blue represents the temptation for Issa to explore that more assertive side of herself. So I'm jumping in the chat. I want to see what y'all think. Audience question: the color white appears for both Daniel and Lawrence. Why do we think that is? Her home life, her everyday life is yellow. What she wants and what she desires is blue, but white appears in both her home and on Facebook. What do we think that is? Did I get my water, child? No. What does on fleek mean? How are we feeling? What do we think white means? Give me a stop sign or something if y'all give up. Let me know. Stop sign if you give up. Damien says maybe she has a choice between which she can go with. She definitely has a choice. Yes. She has a connection to both of them, says A. Barty. Ooh, Mika's wisdom says some clarity. She's actually pretty confused right here. She's pretty confused. JR says the familiar or what you already know. D. Abrams says space and opportunity. Calla says white might be her indecisiveness. Her heart belongs with both of them. She can't choose maybe a connection to both. What's up, Deirdre? Welcome. Here's what I'm going to guess, you guys. White to me feels like this performance, right? Because in her everyday life, she's not quite being honest with her intentions and her desires. She's playing this role in this life with Lawrence, being unhappy, but not telling it, not communicating it, and not even showing it, right? She's playing this role. So I was thinking about how we meet Daniel. We meet Daniel here on social media. Social media, we know, is the ultimate performance. It's what people want you to know. They want you to think they cool, they out here, they working, they on, they live. And she's falling for this guy due to his social media presence, his presentation, right? She thinks he's really cool. He's a DJ. He's got it going on. He's everything Lawrence is not. So she's not even getting to know the real him. She's getting to know the presentation of him, and therefore kind of romanticizing an idea of him. Because once you really get out here and get to know these niggas, they don't even be hitting like that. You know what I'm saying? So she's making up all this in her mind because at least he's not what my man back here is. She don't even know him. That's my take. I'm not saying I'm the end all be all. I'm not the god of this place. Rebecca says white feels like a way out, a new beginning she could see for herself. Trini Boy says my biggest issue with Issa season 1, she never clearly communicated her needs and frustrations with Lawrence. And that's for plenty of seasons. That is for plenty of seasons, which brings me here. We officially have a war between two worlds, right? What she has, which y'all were saying in the chat, what she has, yellow, versus what she wants, blue. And we can see in that picture frame right in the back that yellow and blue gridded floor with that red disturbed picture frame. Whew. Red means caution. Red means danger. Red means hold up. Red means that's going to hurt a little bit, right? So this divide between her two selves and her two worlds is going to be trouble here. Let's actually look at the photo right beneath it. There's this blue woman, a blue pregnant woman with this yellow halo behind her, right? White frame. Now, above the surface, in her everyday life, what she's presenting in her everyday life, she has this yellow halo around her head. But what she wants, she's about to give birth to, it's on the way because she's going to chase it for sure. She's definitely going to chase it here, and we'll see that. So let's get into Molly. Thank you, Harrielle, because you know I'm going to say it. You know I'm going to say it. We was arguing all last season about Issa's character. And everybody wants to pretend she's a good guy. I'm going to tear her ass up. I'm sorry. Thank you, Harrielle, for saying that. Veronica says, Issa is the passive-aggressive queen. I hate it. Trini says, that's why I love you, Latasha. I never peeped that the time I watched it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's get into Molly. Now, unlike Issa's world, which was cluttered and suffocating and barricaded, Molly appears clear, open, settled, relaxed. We could breathe here. His air, right? Molly and Issa both work in majority white spaces, but Molly thrives and Issa suffocates. Issa's working on ground level. Molly's up in the sky, in the clouds, right? She's high up. And when we first meet Molly here, we're actually meeting her from Issa's point of view, which is why she first appears open and cool and calm and collected. But as the scene continues and we lean in, there are more blockages in the setting that arises. She starts to get more closed in, and we just have to sit back and understand why. So here's what happens. This Asian assistant, Molly's assistant, stands above her When she tells Molly, I got a man and he liked me a whole lot, and he's black, Jared. My man, Jerome or Jamel or whatever his name was, my man liked me a whole lot. And this doesn't sit well with Molly because Molly's dating life is as good as trash, right? It really it's trash. So even though Molly is the boss and she has the one with the power and this is her space, this assistant overpowers her because she has something that Molly don't have, right? And in an instant, Molly becomes powerless. And this combo was brave as hell, swinging right out the gate, because what they said was what they said. Black men desire mediocre women because their only standard is the fact that they're not black. Ooh. And said it with their chest. And that's low-key unfair to this actress who's, I'm sure, is a wonderful lady. Imagine having to play this part. But she's mediocre. She's not special. She's not astoundingly beautiful. She's not super successful. She ain't even half of me. She ain't even like, come on, right? And Molly is struggling. So we have this red divider between the two because we're leaning on a wound just a little bit. Like, oh, you got somebody that love you? And in this conversation, is actively getting dumped by somebody who shows no interest for the millionth time. Jamal, thank you, Abe Barty. I was like, what was his name? Oh, so Molly is accepted everywhere except for the place she values. We're finding a wound here, right? So the now iconic Mercado restaurant, the Ethiopian restaurant down in LA, which has reappeared in season 4 for our day one fan nostalgia purposes. And we see the color themes jumping out. Issa, dressed in her yellow and blue, her two identities are battling. What she wants is overpowered and covered by how she has to live her everyday life. And Molly is in white because who is she presenting for? When she speaks to her assistant, she's sort of fluffing up what's happening, right? Selling the idea that she's dating this really incredible guy, while on text she's actively getting dumped. She's presenting for herself. She's lying to herself. That is really sad. But a lot of us do that. A lot of us do that. Molly is lying to herself. And even here in this scene, when they first start speaking, Molly is still trying to chum up like, it was mutual. Like, we mutually said we wasn't gonna, and Issa cut right through that, didn't she? Molly is putting on a presentation for herself. And we could look at the background, this wall here. Both are messy under the surface. Both are messy and cluttered and suffocating under what they're presenting to the world. And only in this space does the truth come out, and they only confide that truth in each other. No one else in their world has the actual knowledge of what they're going through. Issa's sitting with the truth that she's unsatisfied with the relationship with Lawrence and is thinking about ending things. And Molly with that wound of feeling undesirable. That's essentially what she feels like. She feels undesirable. So baby, look, you might have got a broken pussy and it is what it is, okay? So the other says, my messy faves. She said, Trini Boy says, I think she was a fellow lawyer. She was the assistant. So Issa's had enough. We have had enough. You had enough of the bullshit, yeah. Lawrence ruins her birthday. He loses his interview. He's not doing stuff. They ain't going out. Promises broken. Sick and tired of it. Broken promises. So she dives into what she wants. Enter the blue. And she finally sends that message right back to Mr. Daniel King. Thank you, King. I say you, King. I miss you too. Right next to her, man. Oh my God. Right? Even in the next scene, Issa steps up at work. She wants to lean into this blue, and you can see it on her clothes. She's got this blue shirt with small yellow now, right? We're leaving one world, heading to the other. And this works. It gets the attention of Daniel, and her boss gives her a pat on the back for starting a new initiative that might actually be effective in this hopeless school system. This new persona works in her favor, so why not lean in? See where else it'll take you, right? And as Issa is leaving one world or a different identity into the new one, who does she straddle along? Her girl Molly. Come on in, girl. Dragging her friend through these complexities with her. And we can see that because Molly is in front of these green tiles, right? That's the combination of blue and yellow where you get the green tiles. So Issa's right in between both because she's starting to explore what else is happening. I'm gonna go after what I want. And she moves towards Daniel. We see from his Facebook, there's gonna be some open mic night. And let me tell you something about Issa. She's manipulative. She's manipulative as hell. Sorry to do it to you. Sorry to tell you, friends. Issa D is manipulative as hell. And I've been telling y'all that. I've been saying that. And everybody wanted to argue me down. Why? Because she's cute and likable. I'm right. First of all, I'm right. So first of all, I'm a double Virgo, so I'm always right. That's number one. And number two, she frames her interest in finding Daniel at his open mic night as a celebration for Molly. That is so wrong. That is so wrong. Okay? I can't even begin. I really can't even begin. Y'all said y'all always thought that. See, now everybody, now y'all seeing the light. Y'all seen the light and y'all was with me. Like this is crazy. So she's a liar. And y'all already called this in the chat. Issa's a liar and lies to the two most important people in her life. She lies to Lawrence about why she's going out and is all dolled up, and she lies to Molly about this night being about her. And so let's take a look around the room. We have Lawrence in the background, right? That distance. He's small, he's far away. He's not even a thought in her mind. They have this divider between them. Even though they're sharing the same space, they're in two totally different spaces. And here's the gag. Lawrence is in the back by some yellow bananas, that everyday life that she's trying to get away from. And look what color Issa's by. She's by that blue chair. This has her interest. This new life has her complete, total interest. And look what she's doing. She's tucking a yellow wallet into a bag. She's done. She's hiding her life. She's getting ready to abandon all of this, right? Wearing that green dress. She's right in the middle of choosing which way she's going to go, but she's hiding that yellow because right, as far as she's concerned, she's done here, right? Let's look a little bit further in the back. Look at that red curtain in the back. Covering that green, right? Again, because this battle between what she got to be in every day and what she's trying to be, this is going to hurt a little bit. This is going to be a bumpy road, and we can see that all in the colors and the setup of this house. Did y'all miss this the first time around? Because I did. What's up, Asia? Welcome back. Khaled says, I love how Issa and Lawrence are framed in this scene, completely distant, not even looking at each other while speaking. This frame right here, I missed. Because I think when season 2, when Lawrence got with Aparna, beautiful Indian girl from his job, they had an argument. Issa and Lawrence had an argument, and she finally blurted out, "But your depressed ass." There's this melancholy, appearing to be lazy. I'm distancing from the word lazy. I'll explain it another time. Appearing to be lazy, appearing to be doing nothing. That's depression. And I didn't even see it. I just thought he just couldn't get on his feet. But you imagine how depressing that is for any young adult trying to do the right thing and be on their own and stand on their own too, especially for a man who's being financially supported by a woman. All of that hurts. So look at this big red wound. He's sitting there, he's eating cereal, he's doing breakfast in the nighttime, and he's eating directly from this wound. When she said maybe she should have lowered her standards like I did under her breath, I fucking died. Rude, hurtful, cutting. Jesus Christ. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah. And in this moment, they have a blow up. They have a huge argument. Maybe we should take a break. I'm staying out with Molly. Deuces. We outside. What's up? We are outside. We have fully dove into Issa's opposing identity. We have dove into the blue, 10 toes down. And we finna find some Daniel. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I would have been outside looking for Daniel too. I'm sorry, Lawrence. I'm sorry. I would just have to say it. It's not your fault, baby. I know you're trying hard as hell, but did you see Daniel? He's an itch we had to scratch. Did you see Daniel? I'm outside. Now, there was a shot from earlier after the two friends eat at Mercado and they step outside. And I noticed Molly's outfit was red on the bottom, white on the top, right? Because under that surface, she is hiding that wound of feeling undesirable. And she hears, after getting dumped and letting out her truth with Issa, she's not feeling it. She's literally appearing here in the scene wearing the wound. Like, look, this is what it is. I'm not even excited to meet these niggas. They don't even look cute. Their cornrows is dry. Like, they were just, she is not, she's cut off, right? She doesn't even want to do this. But her outfit may be a larger conversation. Because as we get to know these women, as the seasons go on, they've said it many times where Molly has not taken this title on, but she's a self-sabotager. She's a self-sabotager. So wherever she goes, she's going to create a wound. And she's always performing to herself this very strong, well put together, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. And everybody and their mama can see you not. So you're carrying the wound everywhere, you're creating the wound anywhere, and then you're lying to yourself about it. Okay? Y'all said it's not you, it's me vibes for sure. Also, shout out to Dormtainment. Do y'all know Dormtainment? Issa from day one reaching back. Dormtainment was supposed to have their own show too. They were a huge comedic group. 6 young black men in college started creating comedy in their dorms, got huge, continued a bit after college, and Comedy Central picked them up, but only for digital. And I remember seeing their series on Comedy Central and rooting for them and being like, this is it, they out of here, go Dormtainment, rooting for these black men. And it didn't quite pan out, but each and every member of Dormtainment is in this scene. Is Mike, oh my gosh, CJ, Rome, who I met, who's fine as hell. All of them are in here. And I thought it was really, really, really cool. What's up, Asari? I thought it was really cool. So Issa putting on day one, right? Come on and join my show. So the women connect. Molly hooks up with Jared. Issa meets Daniel. Any thoughts really quick about why the men might be dressed in black? Because even in the scene before, Lawrence was in black as well. And I don't know if this was just like a dressing issue or maybe this means something to the story. Do we think there's any reason why the men are dressed in black? Y'all all remember Dormtainment. Asia, don't take my man. Dormtainment was the one and the two. Dormtainment was the one and the two. Here we actually didn't know that Jared was bisexual yet, but that does come up later, which would put more weight to Molly's outfit compared to Jared. Thank you, Asari. But do we feel anything about why the men would possibly be wearing black? Do we feel like that means something to attend to? Because they all shady. It is giving secrets. I'm not gonna lie. It is giving secrets. Jared didn't do nothing. Jared was just bisexual. That was it. He just existed and Molly was mad. Sure is, Trini boy. Sure is. Just thinking, I don't know. Depression, suppression. I don't know. I thought it was weird that the men were all in black, but I think it might just be a costuming, like wanting to keep things on the same page. I don't know. All right, so leaning into Daniel, right? Diving into this new identity, totally doing it. And we see Yellow fading away, but still not leaving. Huh? Still there. Because no matter where you go, there you are. She's trying to run from it, but it's still there. And she's always, and you know, when you're trying to front on yourself, you still, I don't even care. It's sitting right here in the back of your mind. And we see that photo I put in the bottom left corner where that yellow was right behind her head. Pretending you okay, pretending, you know, I'm not even thinking about him, girl. We in the club. We in the club. Oh, my single ladies. Oh, my single ladies. I don't even care. Y'all know the vibes. I know the vibes. Y'all said it earlier, when she was down to the bar waiting for Daniel to arrive, she was playing with fire. I saw someone say that in the chat. Look at all that red covering her, because baby, you in for a wild ride. Oh, right. Asia reminds me that he tried being with a guy, and he tried it once and he didn't really like it. He didn't do it again. I thought he was like bisexual. Like, you know, Trini Boy says black could mean a part of themselves is concealed to be learned about later. So let's get down to these performances. Let's get down to these performances, right? The color white starting to take over. In Issa's everyday world, right? When she's down to the bathroom talking to Mirror Bitch, engulfed in that yellow, in order to keep up the performance for her everyday life, she has to betray herself. But now that she's in this desired world, blue, she has to portray her people in order to perform. So when she's at home, I'm gonna take the L. When I'm outside, y'all gotta take the L, because I'm going after me and what I want, period. So we can see in the bottom left what color is surrounding, engulfing Molly, and it's not even to her own doing. Your own friend is up there making a fool out of you so she can win in front of somebody that she likes. And we see these huge dividers separating Molly from Issa, similar to how we've seen at Issa's job and in Issa's school and at home between her and her boyfriend. We see these dividers coming between these two friends. So once again, as she's been doing for the entire episode, Issa is using Molly to get herself ahead and performs broken pussy at her expense. With friends like these, who needs these? Like, damn. And I don't think people have processed that because Broken Pussy was funny. But I don't think people have ever sat and like really processed this move. These moves are crazy. Issa was in her bag on that stage. I forgot how good this was. That close-up on Issa's face before the performance was everything so beautiful. Sorry, says, I wanted to beat Issa's ass for this one. Like the misogyny and the foolishness jumped out. A Barty says, my thing is no one else knew the song was about Molly. She really kind of did the most. Right. You're going to perform an inside joke about your friend's wound. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's some dark shit. That is some dark fucking shit. So the friends are split. Issa's interest right now lie in being selfish for once. Everything she has to do every day is about everyone else. She don't want no more yellow. She wants all blue. She wants to perform this new identity so she can be selfish and have what she wants for once in her life. But Molly is wounded from her actions and her desires, right? And this new persona, whatever my girl is doing, is causing us friction from where we at, from where and how I know you. So on Issa, you see that blue and white, and on Molly, you see that yellow fading away because you're hurting us where we are. You're hurting us here. Again, Issa lies as she does. And while Molly is pleading her heart, Issa sends a hookup text to Daniel. That's really fucking hurtful. She's so emotionally disconnected from her friend as she continues to lean into Daniel and this new world. You really hurt me. You really embarrassed me. I really didn't like that. And then you lying, I'm about to go see some dude. But this dude ain't what she wants. She thought she wanted the blue, but now that you got it, you kind of thinking about going back home, huh? That little everyday life calling you back home, right? This new person is drenched in yellow. Thank you, Noble B. My fiance and I are in the kitchen cooking while watching you. Appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Super cute, y'all. Thank you. If she plays with fire, if she goes down this route, this wound will disrupt and wound her normal world, right? We see that red and that yellow meeting right here in this scene. And so her romanticism, her idea of this guy comes crashing down. I ain't looking for no relationship. I don't know what you thought. I'm cool. You good? I don't really want it. Be that moment where you just like reevaluate your whole life and everything that you was doing. It be that moment, right? Where the nigga say he don't even want you like that, and you was feeding for him. I don't even know. I'm not speaking from experience. I'm just saying, like, let's move on, y'all, because I can't do it. After she kisses him, he lets her know this ain't really nothing. These niggas. And so Issa runs back to make up with her friend. What do we think of this last scene? The colors, the frame, the chips for the apology. What do we think of this very last frame before this show closes out? Hey, Barty says, sometimes what you want don't even be all that. You ain't lying. You're like, what was I going so hard for? What was I thinking? Trini Boy says Issa was very selfish and also lacks emotional maturity with Molly. Whew. She cold as hell. Not the flashback, Arvet. Arvet. Elizabeth says Issa created an incredible series for the culture. Insecure is brilliant. It's such an iconic show with such thoughtful storylines. What do we think about this last frame? What do we think about what's going on between the friends, between the wounds, between the trials and errors? What do we think this last frame is telling us? We got sisterhood. Then you come back to your friend after the man drops you, just ashy. Y'all are so goddamn funny. Oh my gosh. Now that I think about it, from season one, as good as friends as Issa and Molly have been, we have seen time and time again that they regularly do not be real with each other. Callie says the Michael Jackson t-shirt, she's pregnant and going to name her child Billie Jean. What is going on? We at the finish line, don't do this. She bribed her with stacks. Issa is a trifling ass friend. Not only was there not really an apology, I don't think Issa is sorry. I'ma say it. I don't think Issa is sorry. I think that last frame is like, you know, you sweep dirt under the rug. We come back after all of that, after something so humiliating and hurtful, we come back into this white space, this white apartment. There's some pops of red in the picture frames and even on Molly, and we just patch that up without really saying nothing, right? We put on those performances again. Iconic show. It feels so good to be so plain. Like, I don't want to see no more helps and slaves and racism. Like, I don't want to see it. This show feels so good. And each night it is top trending because this is all we're asking for. And they refuse. They refuse. They refuse to give it to us. Issa Rae, I don't even know what kind of love letter I can write you. I am speechless when I think of your journey over 10 years, your work. I know I have been working over 10 years and I'd be looking around like, did I miss something? Because she over there in 10 years and I'm only here and X, Y, and Z. But everybody's journey is everybody's journey. Okay? I can only hope to continue to watch you, to strive to be a great creative as I can be. And I'm so happy that you existed first because you've made a path clear. And for you to merge that path and do it yourself without having a map in front of you just lends to your greatness. And I'm so happy as a fan to be able to watch you and your work and your trajectory. I am JustLatasha. I want to thank you guys for being here on this live. I am so appreciative. I'm here every Monday, 6 p.m. EST. I'm here on Thursdays with Piece of Script, a little bite-sized 5-minute dissection. And please follow me on social media, JustLatasha on Instagram, JustLatasha404 on Twitter. Do not leave here without subscribing and hitting the thumbs up. Do not leave here without subscribing and hitting the thumbs up. Let's see some hearts in the chat before we go. And let's stop by for some last thoughts before we sign out. Thank you. You love my hair. I've seen so much growth from Issa from season 1 to season 4, but she still has so much room to grow. She didn't apologize because she knew she didn't have to. Thank you. Sorry. Going back shows that blow up happened in the last seasons. All the stuff that have gone unsaid between them for 4 years, the little knick-knack slides, you letting them little nicks slide. So by the time y'all fight, and I think coming back to this episode 1 proves how much you really do hold on to when you don't communicate. Because season 4 would have looked larger than life between the two, but it started here. This weirdness started here. Imagine, right? All right, y'all. Thank you so much for being here again. I am JustLatasha. I will see you on Thursday and on social media until our next live. Become a patron, patreon.com/JustLatasha for 2 extra live shows a month. All right. I love the way I forgot my Patreon. All right. Bye.